Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Okay, so I am going to be doing something a little new. Not really. For me, I am going to. I saw this Bloody Painter dating sim, and I had to check it out because I grew up with the creepypastas. I will say it does look like there are content warnings, like with all creepypastas. So there's realistic gore, jump scares, starvation, death, murder, auditory gore, realistic severed head, things like that. So if you don't want to see a game with violence and or graphic scenes, maybe don't watch this one. But for everyone who grew up with creepypasta and the like, the Bloody Painter will you'll be familiar with it. In the game, players can easily die. If you encounter a murderer, please call the police first. It's unrealistic to develop a romantic relationship with a murderer. Remember that, guys. If you see a murderer, see a murder happen, see a dead body, call the police. This is fantasy. This is unrealistic. Having said that, this is a romantic, this is a romance game. Let me know if anything is too loud. I can turn it down, I can turn myself up, all those good things. I haven't started anything yet, so let's go. Ugh. With a severe headache, you wake up in an unfamiliar place. As you touch the bruise on the back of your head, it seems you were hit by something heavy before you lost consciousness. Okay, so we're already in the thick of it, it would seem. A heavy iron chain tied around your feet. Someone has trapped you here, but I know who it is. You try to remember what happened before you lost consciousness, but you can't recall anything. Let's investigate the surrounding first. Good idea. Okay, so we got the wall, a cell phone, mattress, meal, door, or end investigation. I'm gonna start with the meal since it's right there. Near the door, there's a serving of spaghetti with tomato sauce and a bottle of water. Also, a round plastic fork that's completely harmless. Also, a round plastic fork that's completely harmless was thoughtfully attached. It's still warm. It feels like it was sent here not long ago. Where to investigate next? Okay, so we already did the meal. Let's do the cell phone. I thought we would have no service, no signal. I might be in a remote place or underground. My thoughts are underground. Where to investigate next? Um, let's do the mattress. That is a bare mattress. There's a mattress on the floor. The mattress feels really hard to lie on. Where to investigate next? Let's do the wall. The room is surrounded by four walls without any windows. It's weirdly cleaned up, and no ashes or sand can be seen. Looks like a prison built by a germaphobe. Where to investigate next? You're telling me there's not a speck of sand in this place? Look at these walls. Look at that door. This this music is Trippy. Let's do the door. You peek through the keyhole, but you see nothing outside. I wonder where I am. Where to investigate next? Okay, so we did the wall, cell phone, mattress, meal, door. We did everything. Investigation? Yes. Nothing else to investigate. What's the next move? Yell for help. No one's gonna hear me. Listen. Knock over the meal. Well, the meal might be okay. It looked pretty okay. What else are we gonna do? Starve? Um, let's listen. See if we can hear anything. You can't hear any sound other than your own breathing. The soundproofing in this room seems particularly good. Well, that doesn't bode well for me. If I yell for help, no one's gonna hear me. Look at these walls. Let's sleep. Yeah. You lay on the bed. You try to sleep under this condition. Maybe it's the fatigue caused by nervousness, but you still fall asleep. Hmm. You open your eyes after hearing some noises. Oh, there he is. Oh, mashallah. A tall man wearing a mask is squatting on the ground and looking at you with his head tilted. I gotta tell you guys, I all the creepypastas, the Bloody Painter was one that was like really interesting to me. The Bloody Painter and Eyelash Jack. I'm so sad that not more was done with him as a story, but you can only hope for so much. He remains silent, as if he is sizing up his prey. He points to the plate on the floor, like indicating that you should finish your meal quickly. Thinking that the strange man might have poisoned the meal, you shake your head in fear. Oh, it sounded like he breathed right in my ear. Seeing you have no intention of eating, he looks quite distressed. Why they gotta make him sound hot? He slowly speaks with a deep and steady voice. He's gonna eat me. What does that mean? Use your head, MC. He's gonna eat us. Yep. He pauses and thinks. They gotta stop. Who is this voice actor? That might be okay. What do you mean? So I only have 7 days left to live? He nods and walks out of the door. Wait, you can't just leave me here like this. Please. Your cries can't stop the door from closing. Oh, day one, night. Let's investigate the surroundings first. Um, well, I don't think the door and the mattress have changed all that much. I mean, look at them. A bread and bottle of water. Okay, let's look at the door. You peek outside the keyhole. You see the shadow of the man walking around. Seems to be busy with something. What is he doing? Okay, let's do the mattress. Sleep till the end of the day. Cancel. Can we do the meal again? A bread and a bottle of water. Oh, I thought it was gonna let me eat it. Okay, let's sleep. That's what we can do. It's night. Please try to improve your survival rate within 7 days. We gotta we gotta seduce the pants off this man. Let's investigate and look around. Well, there's no meal. That's for one. Empty plate. Do we have? Is the bottle of water still full? You check the keyhole. You seem to see something. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Well, it kind of looks like a person. It could be like a painting. You see that there is a vague figure at the end of the door. Uh, I don't think it's going to be someone who's going to help me. Quietly observe. You sense something wrong and realize what that is after narrowing your eyes. Well, there's an artwork made of the human body, not a human being. That's what I thought. I thought it wasn't someone who was going to help us either way. Okay, so if anyone has seen NBC's Hannibal, it has always, like, the similarities between the killing and creating artwork. That is the Bloody Painter in the original story. That's what he did, and that's what made me like NBC's Hannibal so much. So as you can see, it's a running theme. Oh, there it is. Sands. Ah! You hear the door open. You slowly push the door, and there's no trace of the strange man. First, you go into a room with a large freezer, sink, and operating table. Well, that's where he's gonna butcher us. See you guys. R.I.P. Then you open another heavy door. You find yourself in a room full of glass display jars. Well, you got ears, you got tongue, you got teeth. The jars are all filled with specimens made from human body parts. This is not my first rodeo, guys. It's like you're in an art museum. What do we think's behind that? Do you think that's gonna be a display case for us? Also, that when was this created? That little ottoman with the like branches coming out of it. Tell me that's not giving NBC Hannibal when he creates spoilers if anyone hasn't seen it. When he creates the guy the fake Will heart in Florence, like, and Will starts hallucinating it, coming to life. That's what that's making me think of right now. Could it be that he wanted to freeze me as material for specimen artwork? You're thinking. You seeing this scene? Oh, fuck. Run away or admire the artworks. I want him to like me. I'm not gonna freak out at first. I'm gonna admire the artworks. Honestly, I probably would look around. You look around and admire his work with relish. I don't know if I would do it with relish. You look at them for 15 minutes straight. You hear a voice coming from the corner. It turns out the man has been watching you from a blind spot behind the glass cabinet. See, I knew he wasn't gonna, like, let us out just to let us out. That would be weird. I like them. You're so beautiful. Or, they're so beautiful. Sorry. The man goes silent, with his head tilted for a couple of seconds after hearing your comment. He seems to be thinking about something. Yeah, he's probably thinking on if we're gonna kill with him. You know, the old Will Graham to his Hannibal. No, I feel nothing at all. I lie my pants off. Says the guy who's making body part paintings and sculptures. You think, aren't you talking about yourself? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After you have a tour in his display room, he locks you back in the small room you were in. Man, you go to sleep to end the day. At least let me have some chicken. Let me have some, like, orange juice. Something. Your survival rate increases. Well, that's good. Day 3 night. Until noon, you don't see breakfast or lunch being delivered. You're already starving. Great. You're waiting for him to bring dinner. But what you get is not dinner. Instead, you hear the door was opened. A light shines through the crack of the half-open door, looking like an intriguing invitation. You open the door and walk into the light. You first arrive at a room with an operating table outside of the door. But this time, the operating table is not empty. There's a defrosted human corpse on it. Well, is he gonna have us watch and make sure that we're genuine about this? Or are we gonna help him? Is it gonna be like, help us, or you're gonna be next on this table? The man pops out of somewhere. He unties the iron chains from your feet and hands the surgical knife in his hand to you. Well, his voice tone sounds cold, like the kind of teacher who gives students hard questions on purpose. Attack him with surgical knife, can't do it, or stab the corpse. Where this is not places to stab the corpse. I'm not gonna attack him with the surgical knife because he's probably expecting that somewhat because he doesn't trust us. Can't do it. If this was survival IRL, I probably would 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 go along with it. Also, if this is to scale, those tools are big as fuck. Gotta stab the corpse. Maybe beautiful work. Maybe beautiful works always come with some sacrifices. Ew. Without hesitation, you stab the abdomen of the corpse with a knife. But due to lack of professionalism, the lines you cut are crooked and ugly. Oh, got some blood. And this is when he gets close behind your back and holds your hand. Guys, this is our pottery moment. You're both holding the surgical knife, like you two are cutting a cake together. Oh well, this is our wedding. With his hand, the line you cut becomes smooth and clean. Look at us, we're sweating. You can smell an ocean perfume on him due to how close you are. It seems to be sprayed to cover up the smell of formalin. Also, ocean cologne perfume spray is strong as fuck. So, I'm glad he wore it, I guess. You can feel his warmth with your back, but his fingers are a little cold. He needs more iron, man. He's focusing on cutting the corpse, and your hand keeps moving under his lead. He could have killed you or ignored you, but he didn't. You start to speculate on the purpose of his behaviors. Could it be that he wants someone who can ignore the cruelty in process and understand him? Guys, this really is Hannibal Simulator. This is right up my alley. You think, after the happy creative time ends, you're locked in the room you were in. Yeah, happy creative time. You go to sleep to end the day. Well, we learned some things. Oh, day 4 noon. We didn't wake up till noon, guys. Until noon, you don't see breakfast or lunch being delivered. Did we get breakfast or lunch yesterday? I mean, we cut up the corpse, but did we get breakfast or lunch? You're already starving. You notice that something is shining at the corner. A key. It seems like the man accidentally dropped it last night. Yeah, accidentally, my ass. You open the door with a key. You go past the operating table, where you two spend creative time together last night. Creative, in heavy quotes. The display room. Then you discover that there are unnatural, uneven marks from one wall to the corner. You find a trap door. That looks like a trap wall. After pushing the trap door, you see a normal basement storage room with lots of things. It kind of looks like there's canvas, maybe art books. It looks like maybe a TV monitor or computer. Huh. At the corner of the storage room, you see the staircase that goes up, not a single stair. It turns out that this is really an underground secret room, I called it. Hidden layer by layer, with trapdoors. No wonder the sound installation is so good. You walk up the stairs and see a heavy wooden board. You push it hard. What catches your eye is the interior of a cozy cabin. Dude, I could live in this cabin. Not gonna lie. Then you realize the heavy wooden board you just pushed is the back of a bookcase. You look around and find that there are insect specimens everywhere in the cabin, and there is also a reindeer head specimen hanging on the wall. Just like home, guys. There's also a picture of him with seemingly like his dad or a painter. Then you walk in the living room. Oh, there he is without his mask. You see a young man with a handsome face and pale skin lying on the sofa. He always got a handsome face, guys. He always got a handsome face. The ocean-scented perfume and the faint smell of formalin emanates from his body. I can't speak today. It's him. He is the masked man who kidnapped you. But he's not wearing a mask at all this time, because he fell asleep. His sleeping face has a ferocious expression. His neck is sweating, and he seems to be trembling. Oh, he's having a nightmare. It looks like he's sick, or he's sick. At this time, you decide to take the opportunity to escape, stay and take care of him. Dude, this man's he's gonna die without our help, obviously. We gotta stay and take care of him. You can't bear to leave him alone, so you reach out and touch his forehead. He's gonna thank us for taking care of him, and he's gonna let us live. Whoa, so hot. I say about his temperature, obviously not him. You try to find something that can cool him down. Ice. Let's investigate. Living room, kitchen, and investigation. Well, the living room had a fire. I don't think anything's gonna be in there. Let's try the kitchen. Maybe we can get some ice. The kitchen is spotlessly clean. Fridge or cabinet? Let's go fridge. There are some ice cubes in it. These can cool down his body temperature. Fridge or cabinet? We already did fridge, let's do cabinet. You find some clean towels in the cabinet. I could soak a towel in ice water and place it on the patient's forehead to cool him down. Oh, he's a patient now? On the patient's forehead? He's not a serial killer anymore suddenly? Uh, An investigation. Are you sure? Yes. Let's investigate the living room. The living room is spotlessly clean because he is a germaphobe, probably, which is a little funny. The living room is spotlessly clean. Where to investigate next? Oh my god, the man? Sofa, specimen, photo frame, shelf, bookcase. Well, the man's probably meaning the painter. For a second, I thought it was just like a man in there. We already investigated the bookcase, kind of. We saw that it was the trapdoor. Let's do the shelf. Cocoa powder. There's a jar of cocoa powder and a cup on it. Let's make him a cup of cocoa. Where to investigate next? Well, let's do the shelf and let's do the lockbox now. Even though we're probably not going to be able to open it. There's a box with a combination lock on it. Okay, so it's obviously 1, 2, 3, 4. No, never mind. Oh wait, is it? No, never mind. Oh, is it gonna? I don't know it. Oh, there's a little. Where to investigate next? Okay, so we did the shelf photo. There is a photo frame on the shelf. It's a photo of him standing at the entrance of the Judicial Medical Hospital with a man in a doctor's robe. Okay, so we were in the hospital, um, maybe the psych ward, or he was, sorry, not us. Where is the investigation next? Specimens. All of the, insects. It feels like he did them all. How do we know that? I don't know. We have a sneaking suspicion, guys. A sneaking suspicion. The workmanship of these specimens is exquisite. Where to investigate next? Sofa. Well, it's okay. You don't think it's good for a patient to sleep on the sofa, but you can't move him with your strength alone. I'm just a wimpy person. Man. His expression is ferocious. He seems to be in pain. He's still having a fever. Where to investigate next? I think we investigate everything. Well, besides the bookcase. You find some of his profile files in the bookcase. Name: Helen Otis. Gender: male. Birthday: October 1st, 1980. This man's old. Where to investigate next? Let's end it. Yeah, I think we investigate everything. End. Yes. You return to the living room, wringing out the excess water from the towel soaked in ice water, and place it on his forehead. His ferocious expression gradually softens. You once again notice his fair skin and long eyelashes, and his slightly curly black hair. Well, the recipe for danger, because, oof. You don't say he is a murderer. He's. If you don't say he is a murderer, his sleeping face looks very harmless now. Almost childlike. After a while, oh, there he is. He wakes up to the scent of your brewing cocoa and sits up on the couch. He looks a little shocked. This man looks like you're the murderer. He looks like he just woke up to a murderer. He looks around quickly and seems to understand what's going on. I want to ask myself that too. Well, we technically didn't see you faint, but we saw you, like, sleeping. Says the guy who has specimen. Is there anyone weirder than you in this house? You can't help but bitch about him. You seem to see the corners of his mouth rising slightly for a few seconds, and the atmosphere between you relaxes. He doesn't drink the cocoa you brewed for him. It seems that he is still a little wary of you. Can you tell me who you are? Yep. I think Bloody Painter is fine. Even though what he told you was just a nickname, at least you know how to call him now. After the brief conversation on the sofa, he does not lock you back in the underground secret room. Probably because he's like, well, you could have left by now. Perhaps staying to take care of him when he fell ill was enough. When he fell ill was enough to prove that you won't run away. You get up from the sofa and continue to look at the specimen decorations in the living room. He sits on the sofa, crosses his legs, picks up a book, and starts reading. I don't know if he's telling us this because he doesn't want us to get hurt, or if he's like, well, what a shame if you were to go out and get hurt, and I wasn't the one to do it. You sit on the sofa. Soon a wave of sleepiness comes over you. Oh, now it's our turn to fall asleep. Today you fall asleep on the sofa in the living room, not in the cold underground secret room. Your survival rate increases. I would say our survival rate's pretty good. Day 5, morning. You see him busy cleaning in and out of the house early in the morning. I'll come help you too. After finishing speaking, you pick up the rag and bucket and join the cleaning. But you can't really see where this almost spotless house needs to be cleaned. You're just taking a clean rag and wiping it on the clean cabinet. Do you usually love cleaning this much? It must be cleaned like this 1 or 2 times a week. Although he doesn't talk much, his tone and voice give you a gentle feeling and don't make you feel nervous. Well, uh, fair. You climb up the short ladder and wipe the high cabinets with a rag. Suddenly, a cockroach crawls out from the crack in the cabinet. You're so frightened that you lose your balance and fall backwards. He's gonna catch us. You close your eyes, but what you get is not the pain of falling to the ground, but a warm feeling. I knew it. Look at him. Also, I just realized he has both his eyes, which is good, but in his mask you could only see one. So I'm gonna take it as one of his eyes is like covered in his mask for whatever reason. I don't know. You open your eyes and find that he's holding you like a princess, as he should. He catches you with the same cold expression on his face. Perhaps to resolve the awkwardness, he asks, I'm alright. It was just a cockroach. Hearing the word cockroach, he puts you down. This man's gonna burn the cabin down now. He takes 2 steps back from the cabinet you just wiped, and then says calmly, Why? You can't help but chuckle at that, at the thought of a murderer being afraid of cockroaches. Look, everyone's got something, and he has cockroaches, so fine, whatever you say. The interaction just now makes you feel a little warmth for this cold murderer. Might as well. At least you see more of his reactions and expressions. This is the rare relaxation you have. This is the rare relaxation you have felt in these tense days. It's been like 5 days. He could have let you fall off the ladder, but he rushed over to catch you. Somehow, you feel that after these few days of getting along, maybe now you both have different ideas about each other than you originally had. Sorry if you heard me burp, guys. That was. Ooh, I'm drinking coffee, so my burps come a little bit now. Also, if you hear me swallow, I'm so sorry. There's only a clear relationship between a murderer who wanted to hunt and a prey who is trying to escape. But now it is an extra layer of friendship, causing the interaction between you to have an indescribable sense of dissonance. I don't know if it's friendship yet. Just when you pick up the old newspaper and prepare to wipe the windows, you find a police car parked on the road in the distance. Well, 2 police officers get out of the car and keep looking toward the cabin. At some point, the bloody painter is already behind you looking out the window with you. And then he walks out the door to talk to the police officers. Do you think that this guy... Oh. Do you think this guy, like, switches... Do you think he, like, switches into, like, a really friendly person? Or do you think he talks to them in the same, like, cold, non-caring way? He says to the police officer, Are you Mr. Otis? Have you ever seen these people around here? The police officer takes out some photos from his pocket. I bet one of the photos is going to be us, and the other one's going to be whoever was on that operating table. No, these people are the missing people from this area. How convenient for you, my man. Can we check out your cabin? Bloody Painter behaves very kindly and politely. After speaking, he leads the way for the police officers. Okay, so one of the photos is not us, question mark, because if they see us, we're like, I guess we could be like, hey, we came here of our own volition if we like him that much. The police officer enters the house and see you. Hello, this is... And I just realized he doesn't know our name. Hello, my name is Asher. Thank you. You greet the police officers with a smile and nod. At the same time, a police officer quickly looks through the missing person's photo in his hand. Then he puts the photo back in his pocket. It seems that your disappearance has not been discovered by anyone yet. Do we live alone? You stand next to the bookcase, blocking the entrance to the secret room. After searching around, the police find nothing unusual and leave. Okay, but if I saw someone standing in front of a bookcase, like, seemingly suspiciously, I'd be like, okay, let me see the bookcase. His trust in you increases. Today, you still sleep on the couch in the living room instead of the cold basement. Half asleep, you hear the sound of someone approaching. When you notice it, the person seems to be very close to you. You pretend to be asleep, and the person just looks at your sleeping face quietly. Guys, he's falling for us. The man stretches out his hand and takes it back, just as he is about to touch your hair. How do we know this? He reprimanded himself. He turns around and leaves. Day 6 morning. Is he gonna cook us some eggs? Do we think it's gonna be like eggs and bacon? You see him busy in the kitchen for a while. Then breakfast is served in front of you. There's a piece of toast with just the right crispness on the large round plate. A poached egg on top of the toast and some lettuce salad. I personally don't like lettuce, so I might not eat that. I will eat those little tomatoes with some salt on them. Ooh. And a good big piece of like milk bread with a good egg. That sounds so good. I might have to have that when I get off stream, actually. Well, pudding looks delicious. He's a chef. He's a painter. He can provide. What else do we need? We don't have to worry about people breaking in. The drink is a cup of freshly brewed hot cocoa, not coffee, cocoa. The cutlery he gives you is still a round plastic fork with no offensive features, so we can't stab him in the neck. You sit at the dining table and start eating, where he sits on the chair opposite you and flips through the book. He probably sits in the chair that has his little coat on it. Okay, do we think he drinks anything but cocoa? I can't remember if it's mentioned. It's been such a long time since I've read the OG story. If anyone's read the OG story, does he just drink cocoa? It's still snowing outside, and listening to the squeaking sound of the fireplace, the atmosphere in the cabin is particularly comfortable. As long as you ignore the fact that you're in the same room with a murderer who kidnapped you, everything is really relaxing. You look at him, who is full of mysteries, and some questions arise in your mind. And you decide to ask loudly or ask carefully. He kind of seems like a person who doesn't like loud, so let's ask carefully. Can I ask you a question? What book do you usually read? Pick up the book next to you and read it. What work are you going to use me for? About potted plants. Um, I feel like if we ask him about what art he's going to use us for, he might be like, okay. He might think about it and be like, wait, I don't want to use you for work anymore. Let's ask. You ask bravely. He looks up at you for a moment. A ball jointed doll? If anyone has seen the anime Another, you can understand why that's a little creepy. If you haven't seen the anime Another, and if you like things like The Bloody Painter, watch it. my recommend my recommendation to you: watch the anime Another. It's so good. It's about this classroom who seemingly has a curse that if it has like over the recommended amount of students, they start like dying. Like one student starts dying every day from like seemingly supernatural causes. It's really good. Watch it. Come back, tell me how you like it or how you hated it. Okay. Thank you for the compliment. Don't want to think about my eyes being rotten and sunken. Nice to know we were picked out because of our eyes, guys. Or in my case, I, singular. Cool. Nice. Again, thank you for the compliment. I would like my head to be intact for as long as possible, maybe. Stop, this is terrible, or thanks for the compliment. Thank you for this compliment. Because, I mean, all in all, he did compliment us. Why did he say at first? Has his mind changed? He's actually just gonna cook us in on the stove. He's gonna chop us up into little pieces. He's gonna make a nice stew because winter's coming, and he's gonna eat that for all winter. You're curious, but you don't have the guts to ask any further. I would. Uh, book. Pick up the next book or ask about potted plants. I feel like he gives me the feeling of like he reads gardening books or like he reads painting books, but like the ones you usually would put on your coffee table and like never pick up again. He would read them. Why? Why is today different? What are you reading today? The Truman Show? Okay, I can see where this is going. The Truman Show, if no one has seen it before, is also a really good movie and book. It's a book that they adapted into a movie. Uh, Highly recommend. It's about this guy. Actually, I'm not going to say anything about it. Just watch it. It's sort of a mystery, sort of a comedy, sort of a psychological horror, if you will. It gives lots of existential. It's not psychological horror like this per se, but it is like just watch it. You'll understand. I feel like you'll understand. Hmm. What is the book like? He's gonna break the fourth wall, guys. He's gonna break the fourth wall. See, What I'm telling you. See, now you got the snippet. Now you need to watch it. Not, no, I wouldn't say so. I mean, technically, we don't know what's happening outside of our own consciousness. Well, do I got news for you? Like a horror book. Must be unforgivable or must be excited? Well, I think they would be, um, no particular reason, really. They may be attracted by your charm and want to be killed by you. Um, Heard it here, folks. I don't know about that. I can't help but feel attacked by that. It's hard to tell from his poker face whether he's seriously boasting or joking. Yeah, pick up the Truman Show, or I guess I'm picking up the book. You pick up the book next to you and start flipping through. It's a book about the possibility of having a completely opposite version of yourself in a parallel world. If there's a complete opposite version of you, what do you think it would be like? Burgundy is the opposite of blue. I mean, I guess. Also, chat, just so you know, I am colorblind. Not red green. It's called trigonomia, I think is what it is, where like it's blue green color blindness. So your colors are like flipped, some of them, like white and yellow, for instance. It's very interesting. I learned about it when I was young. Yeah, that's all I had to say. Why is it a burgundy coat? That's what you're talking about? I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. Does he also have red eyes in that case? Um, what book do you usually read? Pick up the book. What are you going to use me for? About potted plants. I saw many potted plants on the shelves in the living room, but why were they all withered? Because you need sunlight, you watering too much, maybe. Okay, ending conversation. Yes. Day 6, noon. Noon. It's noontime. To thank you for making breakfast for me today, let me make lunch in return. This music got strangely happier. I feel like I'm in a proper romance sim now. He looks like he wants to hit me. He frowns at you with an expression like, "Are you out of your mind?" Don't worry, you said there are traps outside the house. Only you know how to get in and out normally. Even if I resist you with a knife, I can't escape. Like I would try anything stupid. Great. As for what to cook and the ingredients, well, a bad idea flashes through your head, and curiosity makes you ask, "You do you eat human flesh?" Look, you have human specimens all over. You're a serial killer. You had a freezer of seemingly human meat parts, so you would think. Oh, of course. How could I cross that line? You would never eat them. I thought you murderers all had some degree of cannibalism. Not on purpose. You ever accidentally drink a cup of painting water? Same thing. I mean, it could. You ever just, like, want to? So you don't have fun killing, is what I'm hearing. I see. So you're a disciplined serial killer. Good thing I witnessed. I see. After hearing this, you decide to cook a human meat dish or cook a common dish. Well, he doesn't eat human meat. I am curious if he would like. No, he would think we're wasting, like, paint for him. Cook a common dish. You look at the ingredients in the refrigerator. There are eggs, tomatoes, white rice, and some curry powder on the shelf. Okay, I've decided. You turn on the oven and start to cook. It sounds like the whole house went up in flames. Bloody Painter watches the entire production process. Rather than worrying about you escaping, he's more worried about you blowing up the kitchen. Soon after, a normal curry omelet was served. Rice omelet was served. That looks mad good. It looks like we got some broccoli. Whoever did this art, banger job. He stares at the omelet rice without saying a word. What, you gonna tell me you don't like eggs now? Don't worry, there's no poison. Weren't you watching the whole process? He starts to move after you finish speaking. He takes a spoonful of omelet rice and puts it in his mouth. What do you think? Oh, he's surprised we can cook, guys. He's the cannibal, not cannibal. The serial killer is surprised we can cook. Hmm, what's wrong? Since his mama, probably. I can make you more if you like. You had a fairly pleasant afternoon. Day 6, late at night. You are woken up from your sleep by the man. Oh my god, he's so close. His face is close to you, and his blue eyes are staring at you. What's wrong? You sit up on the couch and rub your eyes. You woke us up to say you have to go. So, are you gonna go out and talk to them? So you're gonna leave me? Um, okay. I gotta save. Yeah. Okay, so I saved. Um, choose to stay or go with him. I feel like it would be quite fun to go with him. What do you want me to do? No one's ever asked him that before. I'm fine with both choices, but I need you to look me in the eyes and tell me, what do you prefer? You stare at his eyes. He hesitates to speak and looks away, looking like he's thinking about something. Hold his hand. Oh my god, that was I was stressed. Your behavior makes him a little panicked. He doesn't seem to be good at this kind of situation. You notice his eyes are flushed, and this unexpected reaction makes you want to tease him a little bit. What do you prefer me to do? After a moment of silence, he slowly speaks. I knew it. I knew it. We're gonna get married. We're gonna move to Spain. He tries hard to look you in the eyes and speaks his thoughts. Oh, day 7. Okay, let's go. You follow the shoe prints he leaves on the snow and finally succeed in avoiding the many traps around the cabin. Just as you are walking through the forest, you hear movement behind you. Freeze! In a snowstorm, several policemen who are lying in ambush chase after you. You ignore them and keep running forward. What is this groovy ass music? Bang! A gunshot shoots across the sky and you feel pain in your left calf. You are shot. He turns to look at you as if he's considering whether to leave you. Don't leave me! Run! You yell at him. But he approaches you. Oh, he's gonna try and save us, guys. And he holds you in his arms. You feel a warmth on your forehead. Oh, he gives us a little smooch. Kisses your forehead. Is he gonna leave us to die now? You feel the time freeze as this. You feel the time freezes at this moment. The kiss is almost like a goodbye. Then he leaves you and runs forward, disappearing into the heavy snow. You are later taken back to the police for questioning. You say throughout the process that you were a victim. On that note, you're not lying. How could we have gone with him? Is there an ending where we do make it out with him? I can't imagine that going, like, better. You don't reveal any unnecessary details. Since there is no relevant evidence to prove that you are an accomplice, the police can only release you after a long period of interrogation. Yeah, wait, Stockholm Syndrome, guys. Stockholm. That's it. After that... Oh my god, is he gonna sneak through our bedroom window? 2 years pass. Now you live in a cheap little apartment. You live an ordinary life as if what happened 2 years ago never happened. Today is Halloween. It would be Halloween, guys. And every household nearby has put some thought into making decorations. But for you, it's just another workday. And he can go around in his little painter outfit and not get caught. And when you return to your apartment after getting off work in the evening, the strange thing is that as soon as you open the door, you feel a gust of wind. Our window is open. You remember that you closed the window before you go out. Just when you are about to close the window. Oh, a rose, guys. You find a gift left by someone on the table next to the windowsill. A red rose. Guys, he loves us. You don't know why, but you have a feeling that PP has been here. Every Halloween after that, you receive a rose at your residence. It's like a once-a-year greeting. He comes back, gives us a rose, evades the police every year on Halloween, and we don't go with him one night on Halloween. We don't, like, ask for a sick day. After he says, oh, although you have certain similarities, you are two people from different worlds, after all. Perhaps living your own life this way is the best outcome for both of you. Okay, so we got the good outcome. Good ending, 2 out of 4 are different worlds. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one here because it is lunchtime and I'm gonna eat some lunch. But I might be back later. I might play some more. I might try and get another ending. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back in the start and I won't go with him and we'll see what happens. But for now, I'll see you guys later. And make sure you drink some water.